part of this moment requires us to also debunk some of this stuff they're trying to sell the American people, to scapegoat instead of owning up to the responsibility that the powerful have to have some level of concern and care, if not just basic curiosity.
Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, the conservative libertarian here, and yes sir, we are back with another one. We got Mr. O'Shea Duke Jackson, right? The celebrity junk. He does this show, this podcast, basically talking about culture, talking about the news, anything controversial. He reacts to the temperature in the room, basically, like most reaction channels do, right? And he has this video titled "Kamala Harris is going out sad." You can't see the title because it's blocked, but you can see Kamala Harris on the front. She's going out sad. So we're going to go ahead and react and see what he has to say about this video. Let's go.
Kamala Harris is now a private citizen without Secret Service. She's out there down bad, but she's still rich as F. And right now she's on a book tour trying to make more sales. Okay,
no one's buying that shit.
Book tour for like 107 days. But people are buying tickets to her book tour to confront her about the things that happened under her administration.
So let me get this straight. Y'all think that Kamala Harris should not be protested on her book tour where she is talking about and promoting a book about the time where she ran for office and the time where when asked questions about trans rights, when asked questions about genocide, she could not stand 10 toes for Palestinian people or trans people. She is still doubling down about trans people, and she's not on the campaign trail. She just said, I care very much about trans people, but I think trans athletes, it's unfair. You don't think somebody like that should be protested?
To set the record straight, Kamala Harris is a big-time supporter of the LGBTQ, but apparently not so big of a fan of transgenders in sports. Now, I don't know if this particular content creator is a transgender or not, but she felt like Kamala Harris was not being fair. Now, this individual also mentioned something about Palestine, and that's a big deal.
Hey, real quick, there's no point of talking about Palestine anymore. Because if you're only showing up to Kamala Harris's events and you're not taking that same energy to the White House, your performative activism means nothing. Demanding Kamala Harris atone for actions she didn't do is wild. It's insane. People are saying that she deserves to be boycotted for the rest of her life at every teaching event because she was complicit. Mind you, I agree that it's insane that she has not called it a genocide. Why hasn't she called it a genocide? That's insane. What I'm saying is, if she called it a genocide then or now, it doesn't change the fact that she still was the only candidate on any ticket to call for a ceasefire and a two-state solution.
The same person says something similar. Kamala Harris is not responsible for what's going on with Palestine, and you have a lot of people that are pro-Palestine, right? But these conversations are continuing.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their mind. When in fact, these...
Again,
this is a joke. She's a joke. I mean, not to bash on a strong black woman, right? Not to bash on a strong black woman. One, her career is over. No one, if anyone even thinks about putting her on a ticket anywhere, should automatically resign themselves because she is a losing card, right? She's a losing card. She couldn't win back in the 2020 primaries. She didn't win the presidency in 2024. She's a losing candidate. She's a losing cause, right? It's lost cause. Can't save this person, right? She's trying to save herself by, selling her book and whatever, which no one's gonna read that garbage. It just looks really bad for her because even her Democratic colleagues don't like that she's doing all this major stunning and huffing and puffing her chest out as if she was the victim. She had every opportunity to call out the bullshit. She had every opportunity. She said she's a loyalist. She said she was loyal, but I thought loyalists were bad. Call everyone in Trump's cabinet a loyalist, but loyalists are bad. We can't have loyalists to the president. Kamala Harris was complicit in everything Joe Biden did. He wanted to stay in the race. They wanted him to drop out of the race. He said no. He nominates her as a candidate for 2024 to replace him as the president. They said he's supposed to be a stepping off president. They said that he wasn't even supposed to stay in the whole shebang for that long. He was supposed to be a president for like 2-3 years, a transitional president. In her mind, that she thinks that she's the victim, that she was not the puppet master, but the puppet, not taking accountability, right? And this is what we try to get people to understand too. Take accountability for your actions, right? If you know things are bad and things are caving in and it's not seeming too great, don't try to keep the facade up and be like, oh, everything's good over here. Nothing to see. When you're voting for someone to be in office, you're voting for the more common sense solution. That's what you're voting for. And I think that's what people voted for in 2024. And if I were to vote, that's what I'm voting for. I'm not voting for who sounds good in my ear, telling me sweet nothings. No, I want common sense solutions to my issues, and to the issues of the American people.
You didn't vote for her and all of that. But here is what I want to say. Kamala Harris, if you really, really look at her and look at how she carries herself, don't get me wrong, she's very textbook professional. But is Kamala Harris drunk on her book tour? Like, if you look at Kamala Harris, it's like several times that basically it seems like we have seen her like drunk on interviews. I don't know if it's nerves, it's fatigue, or whatever else, but I mean, she's just down bad, man. Like, just cursing, like just throwing F-bombs, right? That's just one of them. Here's the other.
To have some level of concern and care, if not just basic curiosity.
All right, let me just say this. As a person who opened...
Profanity does not look cute on women. Hot take. Profanity does not look good on women. When I see like women and girls cussing, it just turns me off, man. It turns me off. And I know they're gonna say, we're not here to please you. We're not here to satisfy your ego. I'm not saying that. I'm saying from my perspective. You don't have to listen to my opinion, but I'm just saying from my perspective, when women cuss and they use profanity, it literally throws me off. Why we gotta be so vulgar? Even I don't like to cuss that much. Like I try to limit as much as I cuss, especially around my children, like around my kids. I try to tell my girl all the time, like, watch your language, right? You got to watch how you're talking, because she's going to repeat the language that you're speaking. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just throwing around F-bombs, right? Don't be just throwing around slurs. Like, chill. Don't be out here cussing and throwing out profanity like that as if you're some guy drunk at a bar. Like, stop. It's disgusting.
Curses. Number one, we all curse. Even when Donald Trump was not the president, he never talked like that. And the reality is that Kamala Harris is just going out sad.
And she's a politician, by the way. She is a politician. She's supposed to be representing people. Well, not anymore. She's not a politician anymore. She's a civil servant. But she was, right? She was. And she still is a role model to a lot of girls who want to be like her. Why are you, if quote unquote, why are you drunk at your book tours? After she lost the election, after that video she posted after losing the election, they said that she was drunk doing that shit. Ridiculous.
Like, she just don't care. Obviously, she seems to be just down bad. And don't get me wrong, but we can see why she could have never been the president. Kamala Harris is just too passive aggressive. She can never stand firm on anything. She always speaks with, very soft language. And then she just unprofessional. I'm sorry, you're the vice president. You're going around using F-bombs, and you're the former vice president. You don't see Joe Biden talking like that. And again, it's like a new time. This is a new time for like black women or black politicians. And she just continues to give you a reason as to why nobody should respect her. And again, this is not to say that I'm just, in lock steady approval and step and fetch with everything that Donald Trump does. Donald Trump is catering to his base, largely racist. I would still vote for him over Kamala Harris any day.
And that's the whole thing that I was trying to get across too. Her candidacy was weak. Her ticket was weak. She lost the vote. She lost the election really on not being able to secure the black vote 100%, even though she won a large proportion of the black vote. But Donald Trump won a lot of black voters this time around since last year when he went when he was going for president last time. He also won a lot of the Latino vote, and he also won a large portion of the male vote. And this is what I'm saying. Like, she didn't stand for nothing. She didn't turn the ship around when the ship was going straight in front, straight towards the iceberg. No shade on the Titanic. Rest in peace to those guys who died on the Titanic. But I'm just saying, you're going right into a goddamn iceberg and you're not turning the ship. You're not turning the ship. But probably in her mind, the ship was already going that way. The ship was already too close to the iceberg. Then there was nothing that she could have done but just watch it crash and burn. And now she's reaping the benefits, and I wouldn't even call it benefits because nothing's beneficial what's going on to her, because her political career is over. You're not going to be able to recover from what you have done on that 107-day trail that she did. They say the one of the strongest 107 days presidential campaign runs ever. Cap. And she should have did more. She should have said more. And that's the biggest thing that I was trying to get across to people that I knew, is that she wasn't doing enough. Like, we don't want all these super freaking woke things going on. We want it to stop, and we want you to focus on the economy. We want you to focus on immigration. We want you to focus on the housing crisis. We want you to focus on prices. Like, we want you to focus on what matters, not these social justice warrior issues. People are over that. People are done with that. We want common sense solutions. When it comes to 2028, and I have a better political understanding and grasp of the temperature in the room when it's time to vote again in 2028 for the president, I will know who to vote for. Makes sense to not just me, but to, I want to say, 80% to 90% of the world too. You know what I'm saying? And we don't all have to agree, but we all should agree on common sense issues. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're on the road to 1.9K subs, so keep subscribing. And yeah, guys, I will catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.